doing a farming program since the 90s. They are in wait right now to be able to provide food substance support for the people in the communities, right? Because unlike those other farmers that was being paid not to farm, they had nothing to do with the government. So they can't say anything about them because Mother Khadijah is organic to the land and they know who she is. So when she gave them, she told them to start getting the farmland and learning farming and teaching that stuff, industrial farming and stuff back in the 90s, because we have to be able to feed our people. Ain't nobody else doing it. Garvey gone. Dubois gone. Malcolm gone. Martin gone. Fred Hampton gone. Mark Clark gone. John Africa gone. Assata Shakur in exile. Mumia locked up. Right? Malachi locked up. All of the motherfucking leaders that's organic to the land locked up or dead. Except for Mother Khadijah. And she can send her husband to do the bidding on behalf of the matriarchy, because Elijah already made it clear. They can rise no higher than his women. Right? You raise the matriarchy and you establish her position as the queen of heaven and earth, God on earth. The queen God seat, 13. Queen mother. Right? The Black Madonna. You see how the Pope know what the Pope know what's up. They just don't want to admit it openly.
Yeah, the Pope know what's going down.
Right. So, you know, they had a black Pope, a white Pope, and a gray Pope. What the fuck is that shit? That's some real secret society ass shit. Right? So when we followed the pirates, we followed their flag. What did they have on their flag? Skull and crossbones, right? So we shut that shit down. And they got a mirror organization in Oxford called the Scroll and the Key. So now we know where all of their motherfucking soldiers is being funneled through academia so that they not subject to this bullshit. Right? So we know what's up.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
I heard you say that, and other people heard you, that I kind of got an idea because you talked about it on the last class, but I heard you say that Joe Biden is now staying in Delaware. Could you go in on that a little bit more for the people that's new?
That's where he live at. He been living in Delaware. And matter of fact, go back to a couple of days ago. Well, it ain't really Joe Biden, first of all. That's just this storyline that they running in the public to pretend that motherfucker's still here. One of his lookalikes is in Delaware. And they had a plane failed to report or be on the right channel to get the instructions for flight pattern. And it looked like it was flying over the Joe Biden's location. So they took the clone, lookalike, robot, whatever the fuck he is, and they took him to the firehouse and put him in the firehouse until they were sure that it was no threat on his life. So they telling you that he don't even live in DC, he live in Delaware. That's a blatantly let you know that what Rod Hayes is saying is all wise, right, and exact.
Hey, they said, I hear the Moors talk about that they filed some type of paperwork in Delaware to make people chattel property, slaves, or paperwork slaves.
That paperwork is everywhere. But remember, Delaware was the first so-called state, right? Delaware is the only state where you can be what they call sole incorporator. You can incorporate your company as a sole proprietor, but you get corporation status. You got to go through Delaware to do that, right? And a lot of the laws are different for Delaware being the first state, because the rules apply to the Virginia company, right? So Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, or what they call the Delmarva Peninsula, is what they call Virginia territory for the Virginia company before it merged. See, it merged with the Northwest Trading Company and became known as the United States Inc. That's so we would never know what the fuck happened. I'm just too goddamn nosy to not let that shit go. I ask the question until I find the answer. Who is these motherfuckers on the land and where did they come from and how was they set up? Because if you don't know how they set up, you can't get them off the land. If you don't know about the contract, the life of the contract, and how to restore the jurisdiction after the contract, then you need to sit your ass down because you ain't reached your motherfucking adept level yet. Right? So until you can go through the chambers where you see that shit clearly, there's nothing for you to say but sit back and enjoy the ride and wait for these motherfucking P-stones to clean that shit up. You on mute. You on mute.
Okay, my bad. Damn, how the hell I get on mute? Okay, what I was about to ask you, based on your analyzation of this and your perspective of this, how long do you think we got to put up with this type of system? Like, because like we see it fading out, we see the prices gonna rise, all that, right? And this system is fading out. They shut down DC. They had, man, look, a lot of stuff you told me on that last tape about the Queen Elizabeth, right? About her passing away. They had a damn party at the Buckingham Palace to celebrate her life, to celebrate her passing. And they didn't say that she passed. They just celebrated it, like celebrating her life and her coming up. And this lady is nowhere to be found.
They had a look-alike. They had one of those actresses that looked like Queen Elizabeth. There's like 4 actresses, 3 or 4 of them. But they had one of the actresses push the Jubilee ball. You know, so, but if anybody that ever seen her know that ain't her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had that party, man. Look, I seen it. Look, man, look, it was a confirmation for me. When I was sitting down on the couch yesterday and I was just changing the channels and I watched a channel in Great Britain where they had this big old party. And I was like, damn. And then they were showing like stuff through Queen Elizabeth's life. And I said, oh shit, this is what Rob Haynes is talking about right here. This is what Rob Haynes is talking about. She's dead, and they celebrating her life, her children and all them, they celebrating her life to have these different things. So all this stuff is just, everything is happening right now, man. So what do, like, for the average individual on the streets and a guy that's listening in, what part do they play in this? Like how do they, like, we ain't got to claim our nationality on paper. All we got to do is, to me, all we got to do is know it in your brain and be able to use it when you need to use it. So what do they have to do? What are we supposed to be doing now as a people, besides the leaders? I know like the tribal leaders, they doing their parts, but as an individual, as a member of the tribe, what are we supposed to be doing now as far as what's happening now with the government and everything, to shut down all this?
We're supposed to just disassociate from the current system, right? So the reason that is called abandoning the contract, right? You abandon the contract when fraud is discovered. When you being made party to the fraud, you putting yourself to be subject to the prosecution of the fraudulent agents who enacted the contract. When you become aware of the fraud, but you continue with the contract, you make yourself part of the ones committing the fraud. So they will swoop you up under RICO in order to take everything you got, even though that law is not in effect, right? But they'll use it because you being part to the contract, and the contract has already been discovered to be a fraud. So you want to separate from, don't get no motherfucking driver's license. Don't participate in their system. Any way you can avoid it, avoid it. This shit got to become, it has to reach critical mass of awareness is all it is. We on a Juneteenth campaign to tell the people that this shit already over, right? And from the 13th to the 19th, Juneteenth. It's one of them goddamn days, right? So we just telling the people now, hey, this shit over with. These kings these chiefs on the land have to come forward and tell us what's going on the land, what consensus did the chieftains come to? What did the big mamas tell us to do? Right? My job is to tell y'all who the chiefs on the land is supposed to give us the report. And the law enforcement of the land is supposed to be Chief Malik Angel Bay. Whatever he say that them red motherfuckers is gonna tear shit up. When they say the streets covered in blood, they mean bloods. He sent T. Rogers out there to make alliance with Blood Nation on the West Coast for a reason. Right? But motherfuckers don't even know who T. Rogers is, and they looking at me like, who the fuck is that? Right? So the chiefs across the land all in on this shit. We just have to come to the awareness as a collective of what's taking place on the land. You ain't freeze up over there, did you, Elder?
Hey,
I don't know what happened.
Man, they in on us, man. You dropped some good shit, man. Hey, they cut me. Look, it just went blank, and then it just came back on just now. Like, I don't know what the hell. I'm like, what the hell just happened?
I was still talking. I just stopped for a second because I looked like you had froze over there.
Man, that thing went to some crazy joint, man.
You got any more questions before we wrap it up?
Okay, yeah, because I got to get ready to go to the store. I told my wife I was gonna be going about 7 o'clock, so we got like 20 minutes. All right, so like I said, I posted the brother Rod Haynes Cash App in the link, man. So if you want to show him some love, I sent him a little bit of some, but I don't got much money, man. So, but if you can show him some love, that'd be cool. He don't do it for no money, man. But it's. I like to show the brother some love when he come out. And but if you got any questions about the more science of the topic to the brother Rod Haynes, this is the best time to get it out, man. So drop them in that chat, man. Drop them in that chat right now if you want to got a question about dealing with the Moore science or the Moore's doctrine or just Native American culture. Period over here on the land. You got any questions, man? Drop them in the comments right now. We're gonna be ready to take them, man, so we can see what's cracking. Because don't ask no stupid question, but ask a question that people can benefit from it more than you can benefit from it. Are we Moors too?
Traditionally, we not Moors.
Okay.
Right. Traditionally, we weren't Moor. Matter of fact, traditionally, they wasn't Moors either. Moor was the term we was fighting over. Right. It's a catch term.
Mm-hmm.
When you do the etymology, it's gonna take you to multiple places.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a catch term. A catch term is a term used to roll a whole bunch of ideas under one banner. It's like there's no documents before Columbus came of the word Moor anywhere on the land.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Right. So we weren't calling ourselves Moors. We was identifying ourselves by tribal distinctions, such as the Muskogee tribe and the Iroquois, the different tribes across the land, Choctaw, Cherokee. Then you got sub tribes that spin off those lines. And we would identify ourselves like that. We didn't identify ourselves by crayon colors. Even though they had a color called Indian red, we still didn't identify ourselves as colors. We looked at ourselves as being caretakers of the earth, one with the earth, one with the universe. They separated us from the earth and the universe and tried to separate us from our families. This is why we're in the condition we're in. As soon as you become one with the earth, one with the universe again, all this shit gonna be so clear to you that you ain't gonna need Rod Hayes to tell you shit. I'm just telling you the anomalies I see on the land. Who responsible for the cleanup in what areas, right? So it's like I don't get offended if the Moors get offended, because the good Moors don't necessarily even have to know what they're doing. But the dirty Moors know exactly what's taking place, but they ain't gonna say nothing in public because they got a death oath that if they ever tell it in the public domain, they get murdered. Where our oath is a little different. Our oath to our people is whichever one of you motherfuckers find something that affect the whole clan or multiple clans, you got to tell the people what you discovered so that they can make up their mind what they want to do about it. See, my job ain't to make their mind up for them. My job is to give them the information and tell them where to look. Right? Show them what I'm talking about so they have a frame of reference. Right? So when they make their mind up, shit change. Shit don't change until the collective make their mind up. That's why they say be the change you want to see.
Hey, somebody asked a question about the three kings. They said if the three kings don't be released from prison, what is the outcome? Like, is that gonna play? Is that gonna affect what's happening?
In the public domain, they haven't told us yet. But all of the signs say they are at continuity government, which is also in Colorado at a place called Raven Rock. You want to pull up Raven Rock so they can see what it look like?
Yeah, let me pull it up for you. I just hope my damn phone go dead, bro. We're going on a good roll here. I got my people outside waiting on me, though. I told them give me about 15 minutes. Let's see. Share my screen. It's called Raven
Rock.
All right, Raven Rock. That sounds like some Native Americans type of shit right there, boy. Raven Rock.
Yep. RAVEN ROCK.
Spell it again.
RAVEN space.
Okay.
ROCK.
Oh yeah, just like a Raven Bird Rock. Okay.
See where it say Raven Rock Mountain, the second one down?
Okay, that's the one I'm supposed to pull up. All right.
Shit, you can't even see what's going on because it's an underground bunker. That's actually a pyramid.
Yeah.
Now they got a logo.
Go to the complex. The Raven Rock Mountain Complex. That tells you it's underground.
Also known as Site R, is a U.S. military installation with an underground nuclear bunker near Blue Ridge Summit, Pennsylvania, at Raven Rock Mountain. That has been called. This is a different one. This one in Pennsylvania. Oh, your battery about to go. You got 2%.
Yeah, man. I'm about to have to get off, man, because I got these people outside waiting on me, man. I wish we would well, we could do it. We could do like a part 2 to this, either tomorrow or the next day, whenever you're free.
Yeah.
But at least we covered the 10 questions that we had to get off, and we got a couple more questions out. Yeah, but my phone about to get ready to go dead right now, y'all. I'm gonna make sure I'm because really this right here was a spur of the moment deal, because I had forgot about that I had told you today, and I thought it was 6, but it's 5 my time, 6 your time, so I forgot about the hour difference. Hey, but we're gonna thank you for coming out though, brother. I'm gonna get ready to get out because it's gonna go dead, man.
Yeah,
But
appreciate
I'm gonna
you.
go ahead. Hey, look, I'm gonna hook you up, but I'm gonna get with you where we could get back on, cause this right here is an interesting topic, man. I got a lot of questions, and then I already know that all the stuff that's in your head about it. That it'll clear a lot of stuff up with that people be asking me all day long, cause I don't really know that much about. I just know a little about the moral science. I just started studying moral science